Good morning and welcome to another episode of Drew's Book Reviews. Today we are continuing our book review series on Star Wars Legacy of the Force Revelation. So this picks up, of course, where the last one left off. We have our characters. We got Jacen, who's basically taken control of the entire Galactic Alliance. And we've got the Solo family and the Skywalker family. Their whole family's in disarray. Everybody's just all messed up from the events that have happened. We got Luke, who's been suffering and his sorrow over the loss of his, spoiler alert, stop right here if you don't want spoilers, you haven't read the series, but Luke is still suffering from the loss of his wife. And there's Ben, who is determined to prove who killed his mother. And we got Jaina, who's determined to stop her brother at all costs from taking over the galaxy and having another evil galactic empire. So we got all this going on. We've got the Jedi on the run and hiding from the Galactic Alliance and the forces of Jacen and everything that's been going on and going down with this whole story. So this is the second to last book in the series before the epic conclusion, as the next book says that it is. We'll have to wait and see if it really is an epic conclusion. But overall, this series has been fantastic. Legacy of the Force, so much fun. There's so much going on. Revelation. So we basically have two types of revelation that happen within this book. Particularly, we got Jacen, who's finally come out and admitted what he is. Again, spoiler alert, but you probably already know this. Jacen finally comes out and acknowledges in a more public way, he's not keeping it a secret anymore, that he is in fact a Sith Lord. And then we have Jaina, who is finally has the revelation as to her purpose, and kind of a more of a deep interpersonal revelation for herself. She has been prophesied to be the sword of the Jedi, and she's taken on this role rather seriously. She's kind of lost all ability to have any kind of positive feeling. She's just become so narrow-minded, so focused on a single goal, on a single idea, that she is the sword of the Jedi. And she's kind of internalized that and given it its own meaning. Perhaps she doesn't quite understand what that meaning is. So I really kind of like that dynamic that she's built up around her character and how she's interpreted this idea of being the sword of the Jedi and what that means for her personally. So her own revelation as she works with Boba Fett to learn how to defeat her brother. She is trying to figure out what this actually means to be the sword of the Jedi, and some new information comes to her, a new perspective, which kind of gives her pause and thought. So it's kind of interesting how we can have different interpretations of the same term and how we can internalize and personalize things. And I thought that was really awesome aspect of this book as a whole. And just overall, the entire series has just been really good, has been really enjoyable. So all this is just kind of building up to an epic conclusion, an epic final battle. And if we see anything from the cover of Invincible, the next book in the series, it definitely appears as if it's going to come down to that final epic conclusion and battle between Jaina and Jacen Solo, brother versus sister. As I say, light side versus the dark side. But one of the things I'm really enjoying about this series is kind of the idea that it paints that questions whether or not there is truly a evil or good force. There's a dark side or a light side, and we only have those who say that they're good, but perhaps are up on the moral high ground when they shouldn't be. And we have those that the good people say are evil. Well, the evil people are saying, well, we're not the evil people, they're the evil people. And it just kind of puts that dynamic in there that kind of throws that whole idea of, what is good, what is evil. And it really kind of has you stop and pause. I guess the best way to think about it as to what is truly good, what is truly evil. We all have our own ideas, our own concepts of what makes something good or bad, or not good or not bad. And that is one of the great things about, I guess, the whole Star Wars expanded universe, is it really kind of opens up that discussion in a way you just can't do with the films. So the book series are just fun. They're entertaining read, and overall really, really enjoying it. Those are just some of my thoughts on Revelation. Good book, fantastic story all around, from first book in the Legacy of the Force all the way out to the full 9-book series. This is a good, fun read, and I definitely highly recommend it, especially if you're a Star Wars fan. Any of the expanded universe that, at least that I've read so far, you can check out my playlist on this channel. Got all the Star Wars books I've read just under the Star Wars playlist. So those are just some of my thoughts on Revelations specifically. Really looking forward to getting into the final and epic conclusion of the Legacy of the Force, and then I got 2 more Star Wars books after that, so looking forward to that. So don't forget to stay tuned, especially if you like this kind of content, if you like book reviews, if you like Star Wars, subscribe so you can hit that notification bell so that you can get my notification of the next Star Wars book review that I will be doing. So thank you so much for watching, and we will definitely see you next time. Until then, keep reading, and see you next time on Drew's Book Reviews. Bye!